Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making simple homemade granola bars. So if you don't want to buy this from the store, we can do this right in our own kitchens with very simple ingredients. You don't really need much, just a little time and a little attention. So for this recipe, we are going to start out with oatmeal, and we're going to be using 3 cups of oatmeal. We're also going to be using some Rice Krispies, and we're going to be using about 5 cups of those. Normally, what I would do for this recipe is I would include 3 cups of Rice Krispies to 2 cups of rice puffs, but in this case, I did not have those, and these still turned out great. So, whatever you have in your kitchen at the time, let's just use that. So, what you see me adding now is flaxseed, ground flaxseed, and I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of that. Next, I'm going to be adding in a tablespoon of cinnamon, if I can get it out the container. So, we're going to add in our cinnamon, and then the next ingredient we're going to add is going to be salt. And I just measured with my heart on this part, but you typically would add about a teaspoon just to offset some of the sweetness that is going to come into this. Now, what I won't be showing in this clip is the wet ingredients. So, what I typically do and what I typically use for the wet ingredients is going to be a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of honey, 1 stick of butter, and a tablespoon of vanilla, and a tablespoon of chia seeds. So I just put that on my stove and warm it all together. Once it starts to boil, I will let it boil for about 2 minutes, and then I'll take it off the eye. Now, we do have a bit of a mistake with this recipe. I overcooked my sugar mixture here, and it's going to be really, really hard to get all of this incorporated into my oats and all my dry ingredients. So this recipe did have its hiccups. You can see how hard it is for me to work with this dough currently. Not this dough, I'm sorry, with the dry ingredients, trying to incorporate in the sugar and butter and things. Typically, this should fold really, really easily, and it should coat over all the ingredients really, really easily. Takes maybe a minute, but I probably spent and cut out about 5 minutes of trying to get all this stuff covered, coated well so that it would stick together firmly. However, that did not quite work out. You can see me trying to scrape off some of the mixture from the bottom, and it is very, very, very tough. So when you are cooking your sugar mixture, make sure you're paying attention and nothing else is a distraction, and that you're able to focus on it, so that if you don't, so you don't overcook it, because once you overcook the sugar mixture, it goes from like a softball stage, which you will think of like chewy caramels, to a hard ball where it's going to be more so like brittle. And because of that, in just a few minutes, you're going to see how this comes out and what that looks like as a mistake. But thankfully, I was able to remake these, and you'll also see what it looks like to do these right. So if you ever look at that, just look at it, all that dry stuff. I didn't want to add that into my mixture. I tried to scoop out as much of it as I could that was properly coated, but unfortunately, I didn't have much luck with that. So I continued to just put in what I could, and then we begin the process of spreading and just trying to firm it up, like pushing everything down and into place, and hoping that it will just work out. Um, Once I'm able to get things firmly pressed in, I will add chocolate chips, mini chocolate chips to be specific, on the top. And, my blatant attempt to press it in with my hands failed rather quickly. Just get a utensil that you can press firmly against the chocolate chips to get them to go down inside. You did notice that I put chocolate chips in there prior to. You don't have to do that. You could put all your chocolate chips on top at this stage, like I did. But I like to have the chocolate flavor mixed into the granola as well as chocolate chips on top. My kids seem to like that really, really well. Well, even with my best efforts, you will see shortly what that resulted in. Let's just say we had granola chunks. Now, my children did eat it. They thought it was still tasty. It was the new way to eat the granola. And probably the best, granola I had ever made, considering I was never able to make it properly until that day. But I did remake them. And as you can see here, they're cutting really, really easy. You don't see a lot of crumbs coming off of this batch. And that's what you want to see. You want to see something that's pliable, that's firm, but it gives. And these are what you want as your chocolate chip granola bars. Now, with this one, I did make sure that I wasn't distracted and that I redid the sugar syrup and only let it cook for 2 minutes and kept my eye closely on it so that I did not overcook. So as you can see in just a minute, I'm going to break one in half so you can see the interior, and it just looks awesome. Like, look at that. It's beautiful. So if you want to make you some granola bars, just follow these few easy steps, making sure that you don't overcook your syrup, your sugar syrup, and this is what you will have. Some beautiful, beautiful granola bars for you and your kids to enjoy. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe.